Let's talk about anger, the most feared, suppressed emotion. Why is that? Well, it's because we do not trust that we will be able to control this emotion called anger, rage, frustration. Because look around society, how do we see anger, rage, frustration expressed? In a very destructive way. And then if we look at the difference between men and women, men feel more comfortable expressing their anger, their rage, frustration, while feeling embarrassment and shame around expressing emotions such as shame, guilt, regret, sadness. Whereas women, we tend to feel more comfortable expressing the shame and the guilt and the regrets and the sadness and the fear, but the anger, ooh, no, let's not go there. We fear going there. It makes us feel nauseated to even think about going there. Yet, if we are unwilling to go there and unsuppress, liberate, and heal that stored emotion, guess what? We cannot feel unconditional love. We cannot feel gratitude. We cannot feel joy, because we have to be willing to go into all of the lower frequency emotions, every single one of them, stored in the lower 3 chakras, in order to access and open up unconditional love, gratitude, and joy that we feel in our higher chakras. So, tap in. Feel in. What are you angry at? Who are you angry at? Because initially, anger gets expressed externally when we are angry at someone or something. And that's the projection of this suppressed emotion. When we're not willing to see, oh, I can only be angry at myself. For what? For giving away my power. Why? Because I forgot I had amnesia. I forgot just how powerful I was, and I am. So, when you feel into who and what you are angry at, now feel into the why. For your inner feminine, why is she angry, and who is she angry at, and for what? For your inner masculine, who is he angry at? For what and why is he angry? So, in my unravelings, the angry feminine archetype is angry because she feels oppressed. And this anger gets projected externally at the oppressor, which can't be the feminine, therefore it's the masculine. And it's all external masculine. There's no discernment to see who or what the oppressor is, such as, let's say, the false matrix system, the financial system, the healthcare system, anything that falls into that false matrix, all the systems of false nourishment that don't truly honor us and guide us home to our higher self and higher consciousness. So that anger is projected externally at the masculine for oppressing her, for feeling oppressed by his masculine presence. And even the divine masculine will be triggering to an angry feminine, because anything and everything that feels, smells, looks like the oppressor, the distorted masculine, the patriarchal system, is going to receive that anger. So now flip that back internally. Why is she angry? Because she gave away her power to the systems created by the patriarchy, the distorted masculine programming. You have to go, 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 and do, and this is what it means to be successful, and this is how you create, and all of those beliefs and programs that are a part of the distorted masculine programming, they feel like oppression, but they did not oppress your angry feminine. Your angry feminine, she gave her power to those systems by buying into the beliefs and the programs and installing them and then living life from them. So that's the root of anger for your inner feminine, based on my inner feminine. And we all have this collective wound. My inner masculine now. Why is he angry? And for the longest while, I couldn't feel into my angry masculine. Although my lineage is the absolute perfect and divine mirror of what this anger dynamic between the masculine and feminine is. So I looked to my lineage. I looked externally because I couldn't see, why is my masculine angry? And is he angry because I don't really identify with anger? No. All the stories that veiled me from, that's why my inner masculine is angry. So in looking at my lineage, beginning with my father was emasculated by my mother. And he was angry at my mother for emasculating him. And then light bulb moment, he gave her power to emasculate him. Okay, what was going on inside of him? Because that's going on inside of me. Oh, okay, he's angry for giving his power to the feminine to emasculate him. Okay, now I can see that. That's exactly what played out in my matrilineal lineage. And then in my paternal lineage, it was the other way. It was my grandmother who was more oppressed. So in both of my grandparents, I got to see this internal dynamic playing out within me. My angry feminine feels oppressed. My angry masculine feels emasculated. And then they blame one another for the oppression and the emasculation because they have forgotten, oh shit, we're one and the same. We've done this to ourselves. So coming back full circle, to me, I had to look and go, okay, so feminine is my body, mind is my masculine. How have I emasculated my mind? And then looking at the role of my mind, so in every trauma, my mind tries to come up with a solution to that trauma. Without input from my feminine, my body and right brain, my masculine is limited in the solution that he can come up with. So he resorts to defense systems, coping mechanisms, trauma responses, vices, addictions, ways to check out. That's his solution without input from the feminine. And then my feminine is like, the solution isn't working and I'm oppressed over here because I don't have a solution that works. So in looking at this inner dynamic playing out due to the mind-body split, two divorced parents, masculine and feminine, which played out in my parents, they were divorced. Grandparents might as well been divorced. They stayed together, but they definitely didn't love one another. They were angry at one another. So in looking at that dynamic, there we go. I can take responsibility. There's nothing and no one to be angry at because I oppressed my inner feminine. I emasculated my inner masculine. And when I take responsibility for that anger and I can see how, my lineage played that out. That plays out in my current relationship this way. Anytime my husband will hold a masculine container for me and there's key words that set me up, that trigger that wound, like, hey, let's get back on track. Let's talk about this. Let's not talk about what you're talking about. That was a trigger for me the other day. And I'm like, wait a second, you don't want to hear what the feminine has to say? Internally, my body is saying to my mind, you don't want to hear what I have to say about what I'm feeling because, it could help you find a solution to all of the world's problems, to all of these problems. Like, really, you don't want to hear it. You want to go on another path. Well, what if my path is right? It's that defense system, the need to be right. So when you can start seeing this inner war playing out between your inner feminine and your inner masculine, and you are willing to go there, you're willing to feel the anger, you're willing to meet it head on, you're willing to love it because it's an emotion. It's just energy that is stuck, that desires to get moving and flowing. You will eventually move out of the dormant anger into distorted anger. When you are triggered, you will have to challenge yourself, to hold yourself accountable, to see when you give your power to those false solutions created by your emasculated Shiva, your emasculated mind, and go, wait a second here. I'm triggered. I'm defending. I'm fighting. I'm running. I'm avoiding. I'm going into freeze mode. I'm checking out. I'm turning to my addiction or my vice. Wait, hold up a minute. I'm triggered. Let me carry this to my practice. Instead of responding and giving in to the very thing that anger is feeding on. Because the more you stay stuck, the more you give your power to those false coping mechanisms, those false solutions provided to you by your emasculated Shiva, your mind without feedback from your body. It's the more the anger is going to stay alive, and it's going to breed more anger, and it's just going to stay there stuck in your body, suppressed. So part of the healing and the liberation of the suppressed emotion, besides bringing it to the Womb Kriya ceremonies this month and transmuting it, is catching yourself. Where and to whom or what do you give your power? Because truly, the oppression and the emasculation all comes back to, I've given my power away, and I'm angry for giving my power away. And we give our power away every time we do the same thing over and over again. Definition of insanity: expecting a different result, expecting healing. But we're responding, behaving, and reacting and making choices from that trauma self. We're not, hey, wait a second, let me take this to my practice, let me feel. And then from there, my Shiva can now find a solution. And together, we can work together in divine union as a team, and we can conquer anything, including all those demons on your pathway to embodying your higher self and your higher consciousness. Please, sisters, share whatever this message triggered within you, either wounds and traumas or wisdom and knowledge. Ask any questions that you may have, any fears, concerns, doubts that are showing up for you. Please ask. I am here to guide you home to you, the you who embraces and unconditionally loves all emotions, including anger. Thank you, sisters. I love you.